If you're a business leader who's not satisfied with your social media engagement, watch this video. Hello, everybody. My name is Tim B. Green, and this is Crush It Club, episode 84. Give good comment. So, do you comment on social media? It's important to do this because it actually adds to the algorithm and makes the algorithm happy, but also people happy. If you comment in social media, please comment that you comment below. Also react, subscribe, share this video if you like it. Thank you very much. Likes and reactions, honestly, are lazy. Please understand that nobody is fooled by the idea that going click means you have put any effort in. It's not zero. It's still nice. It's still polite. But imagine if somebody went, as they walked by you, they didn't put in enough effort to say hi because it took too long. It was too much effort. Or, hi, how are you? Which one would you feel is better? And then keep going and going, yeah, well, they understood I meant hi. Well, sure, they understood, but it's not really the way it works in human interaction. And that's why likes for the algorithm and for individuals, it's polite, but it's barely more than nothing. And therefore, that's why you tend to get barely more than nothing with respect to engagement and from liking somebody's content, because it's like, oh, that's nice. They don't even have anything to contribute to the conversation based on click. How can you comment on their like? You could say thank you for liking it, but by and large, most of the time, it's just there's not enough material there. And so you get engagement equivalent to the amount of effort with your like or reaction. You get engagement equivalent to the effort you put in. So it's like give more, get more. So with zero algorithmic visibility, because even the algorithms know it takes very little effort, it isn't helping you to like a whole bunch of people's stuff and just that and expect more. They might like your stuff back, but again, that doesn't really have any effect on the algorithm or your visibility, whereas commenting does, or at least can. It's really a simple principle. Give more, get more. If you express more effort by using a comment, by making a comment, then you tend to get more engagement and more comments and develop relationships back. I know this because we all know this. It's pretty obvious, but also because I've tested it quite a bit. And most of my comments, the more effort I put in, if it's thoughtful, effortful, meaningful, relevant, and in particular, if I ask a question, while staying authentic, I have gotten up to 50 plus new connections on social media from one comment. It was quite long, but from one comment saying, wow, it turns out that Usain Bolt is actually a really nice guy. He's cocky on the field, and it made me think that he was some arrogant, stuck-up athlete who treats people poorly. But then I saw some off-field footage, how he was being really nice to people and just being friendly and everything else. And I realized it was just a brand. But me getting on there and making a fairly long comment saying, I love being wrong about people like this who people look up to find out they're good people so that they're actually leaving a good example of how champions should and could behave, rather than I'm a champion, I can say anything I want. So I really love that. But it shows you just that one comment made a massive difference. Now you can get the same thing. Obviously, if you have a social media team doing it, if they're not doing comments, you can expect millions of likes maybe to get you a small boost, or a bunch of likes to get you maybe a small boost. comments done consistently will give you much more. And also because so few people comment, it really stands out, and it stands out in a positive way. I don't know what the stats are, but I think it's maybe 1% of people actually leave comments. So certainly when you comment on somebody else's material online, they are almost certainly going to comment back, but not necessarily even though you've helped their traffic. They may not even comment, which is really unfortunate. But simply by being in the minority who does something positive, which other people appreciate, you immediately increase your odds. And if you practice comments, you'll get comments like I got, where it added 50 people to my social network from a single, long, effortful comment, but that said something that mattered and resonated with people. You'll never get that from any amount of likes, supports, and other types of reactions. It just won't happen. So to get superior engagement, you really have to give good comment. Mostly this is about asking authentic WH questions. You can certainly say something, but if you say anything that doesn't allow the person who receives the comment to respond in some way or continue that conversation, it's unlikely to give. So I was like, that's interesting, is better than a reaction, but also clear that it took you under a second to say it, and they know that. So it's very reasonable for you to expect no more future engagement from that than you gave into it. So pretty simple thing. So if you want to get superior engagement, you really have to give more effortful comments. And if you ask authentic WH questions, ask something you really want to know the answer to. Talk about something that's relevant in that thing that matters to you in real life. If there isn't anything, even if it's like, wow, I've never heard of this, could you please tell us more? I don't understand what you mean by. That's a great comment. It invites them back to interact with it. And whether you're doing it on your own, when it's your own comments on your own stream, it will work, but the most effective is actually putting good comments on other people's material and then following up with those comments. Now, some people do posting pods, and they can work, but unfortunately, even in posting pods, people don't do, let's call them inspired by Adam Grant's comment of, instead of saying best practices, better practices. So most people in posting pods, or at least the ones I've participated in, didn't do better practices. So they would just say, yes, that's very interesting, as a response. Now, if you're going to be in a posting pod, be a good pod person, be a good citizen, and as Gary Vee might say, give just a little more than you get. By doing that, you tend to make yourself more valuable and enhance that relationship. And another thing, if you're doing that sort of pod thing or anything where you see a comment, if you see it pop up while you're online, reply. If somebody comments on yours or you comment on theirs and there's a response, reply as soon as possible, because the algorithm tends to like that. But the other insight I have, and this was probably the biggest one so far, is that if after you've given an open WH question, which invites more response and more inquiry, and you can make that into a chain question, is it produces an ongoing conversation, which you can continue by asking more WH questions or saying, oh, really? Wow. So how long have you been thinking about going vegan? Or whatever it happens to be. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, so you got solar panels. How do you find them? Are you saving money? That's a yes-no question, so it's not quite as good. But the bottom line is, if you want to get more engagement, give good comment. That's it for Crush It Club, episode 84. Give good comment. My name is Tim B. Green. Bye for now.